Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Team Godset's Trial of Diligence, Day 2, the last day. And I got to tell you, we have an exciting set of matches lined up for us today. We are going to be jumping into GenZ versus BvE. Now, we don't know too much about BvE other than they apparently they 13-0'd a team yesterday. But we have seen GenZ, and we know that they do have some promising young talent. My name is Disco Ninja. I will be casting for you today, and I am joined with my co-caster, Almond Granola.
Hello, great to be casting with you. Really excited to see BvE, the mysterious team, versus GenZ, kind of the more experienced team. Who do you think? Do you have any suspicions on how the match is going to go?
Well, I can't say for sure. Obviously, I haven't seen BvE quite in action, but I have seen GenZ, and they do seem to have some very crisp defense and attack sides. I saw them play Ascent and Bind, so I'm gonna be putting my money on GenZ. And right now, it looks like they've got a pretty good comp lined up for Icebox as well as BvE. What do you think, Almond?
Both teams going for Viper. I think that's definitely standard right now, and we've kind of actually it's the exact same composition on both sides, right?
Yeah, it looks like we are looking at a mirror comp here.
I think it would have been interesting if either team had chosen to run like Astra or Sky, especially post changes. Kind of interesting they've chosen to stick with their same comp. Maybe an indicator that we won't be seeing anything too different from how we've been seeing it so far.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, maybe Astra with the new patch has fallen a little bit out of the meta with a lot of her stars coming down on a lot higher cooldowns as well as her abilities. So, I mean, it'll definitely be interesting to see how this plays out, if they're going to have similar setups or similar strats, I suppose.
Yeah, and it looks like they're all grouping over towards the A side at the start of the map. The attackers are. Meanwhile, the defenders have put Viper here on the A side, which is going to act as one of their almost a sentinel, honestly, with the amount of stall that Viper has and the permanence of her utility. So maybe this will work out well for the defenders.
Yep, I have to agree. Okay, well, it looks like BvE is going in for a pretty fast start. They're wasting no time at all trying to get into the site. Sets Raka just trying to push right into the elbow here, trying to get some early info, but it's going to fall back almost immediately as 299 runs in. And GenZ low main is going to be good for 2, picking off Pug and Blink. Meanwhile, we do have Decay over here on the flank, just trying to kind of hold that rotation, make sure that all the information stays in line. So that's going to allow GenZ to kind of stay here on the A site and be sure that there is no fakes, no trickery going on here. J0 will be good for 1, 299, able to trade it out over on the flank side. I'm just going to open up the map for BvE a little bit to kind of get that lurk through.
The defenders did a great job of shutting down that rush, and now it's kind of just all on Reyna to lurk through and find a kill, and that's exactly what she's doing, working her way up behind them here. This is really the only opportunity she'll have this round, I think.
Oh, she almost threw away that flank, but she was good for 1, unfortunately able to be traded out by Scroll. Luckily, Sets Raka was there to even it up. We are now down to a 1v1 Enzo versus Sets Raka. Both at full HP. What's going to happen here? Oh, Sets Raka will be able to find that kill on Enzo, and BvE is going to take the first pistol round.
Pretty impressive for them to turn it around after that that advantage. They had a man advantage, or was it two man advantage there? I think Reyna found three kills, was it, at the end there?
Yep, yeah, that's right. She was able to, I mean, it pretty much just came down to 299 and Sets Raka. They both kind of carried the kills throughout the round there. All right, well, it looks like they are lining up for another A hit, but this time they're going to have 299 kind of holding that flank, waiting for Decay or any other agent to push through.
Scroll pushed up in the nest here. He gets spotted out, unfortunately, but he gets a lot of great damage onto Jet, down to 12 health. Unfortunately goes down to Viper, but it looks like with the stack they've got here, Sova could find 1 or even more after getting out here.
Yeah, I gotta say this This isn't looking too good for GenZ, but they were able to find some value out of at least getting 1 kill. It looks like BvE is just going to go ahead and just take the spike over to B. Meanwhile, 299 on the flank is going to find Enzo, and it is all down to J0 in a 1v4. And, you know, you never want to count anybody out too early, but with just a classic and just a little bit lower HP, I think it's kind of a tall ask for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he goes down there. This was an eco, but GenZ is going to have to find a way to stop Reyna from just pushing up mid with no fear at all. The round that they weren't able to close out the main advantage on the pistol round just because Reyna was able to get behind them, and there she goes again, sneaking up behind them, getting another few easy kills. Definitely going to be something they're going to want to address going forward.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm really interested to see that they haven't really been using Sage in the standard kind of icebox way, having her shut down that mid lurk, and that's kind of been their Achilles heel so far.
Possibly they're saving her wall for retake or something like that. She might not even have bought it on pistol round. It's so expensive now. It's kind of difficult to choose what you want to use your money on.
Yep, and we do see 299 kind of lurking up A little bit. It seems like maybe BvE is trying to sell a little bit of a fake here, but GenZ is not really biting. Meanwhile, Decay will find one on Blink. Sets Rock able to trade it out over on the B site. Sets Rock able to find one more, and it looks like they are priming up for the A hit. The Leer comes out as 299 pushes in through Maze. Pug and Clones pouring onto the site. They are going to get the spike down, and we are now going to be in a 4v3 retake scenario, favored BvE. Viper ultimate will come down, 299 able to find one more, and it's not looking too good for GenZ right now. This is a very, very difficult situation for them. Enzo able to find the jet out there. Scroll makes a connection on 299, and this is looking a lot easier for them. But unfortunately, Pug will take down Enzo, and we are down to a 1v1 again.
Scroll pushing through the Viper's pit at the perfect time on the bomb, defusing it, and he gets the kill on Viper.
Oh, unbelievable! Scroll, GenZ able to actually pull that out from the jaws of defeat. I gotta say, the odds seemed stacked against them. As soon as that Viper ult went down, BvE had the man advantage, but GenZ, of course, had a couple of tricks up their sleeve, and they were able to win that round.
Definitely, the investment from BvE was not very great. They were still using their bonus round right there, but they did put Viper's Pit into that round, which is going to be something they don't have going forward. I would say that we would have expected GenZ to win that round versus the anti-eco, and the advantage that BvE had or took kind of has nullified this round for GenZ. They're just on sheriffs, a single rifle on Reyna, who's saved it from last round. And this rush going forward onto the A site is just coming through. They've completely got it all for free. Hopefully Sage doesn't get caught with bomb, though. She's going to make it onto site safely.
Yeah, it looks like A site has been almost completely uncontested. I think the mid aggression was probably a poor read on this eco round for them. They do have the hero rifle online for Scroll, but the real question is whether or not they're going to be able to make anything happen. Decay is able to find one, Scroll with another, but 299 and Pug are able to trade both of those out, while J0 will be able to find one more. It is once again down to J0 in a 1v2. The spike is down, and the Viper is still alive. It's not looking too good for him. He's not able to connect on that Sheriff shot. 299 will find his 10th kill in 4 rounds, giving BvE the 3-1 lead.
I think GenZ actually has yet to have a full buy. Even now, they're on Jet no armor, Reyna or Viper half armor. It's definitely going to be interesting once they can actually build up a bank, if they ever get to that point, to see what they can do. Maybe some of their strats are going to be having difficulties because they keep having to make considerations for not having money, losing pieces of util, those kinds of things.
Yeah, we do see that Decay does have the op online, and he is able to find one on Pug as he peeks out into A main. That's going to be a really big pick for them, getting the Viper out of the way early. That means there's no wall, no smokes, and no post-plant mollies for BvE to use. I think that's going to make them kind of rethink things a little bit and try to reset. Sets Rocka will be able to find one to trade it out over on mid boiler, and now we're kind of back into a very slow round as I think BvE is just trying to rethink things and make sure that they make the right move.
BvE still grouped towards A. A is definitely their favorite site. Sage walling 2 before going down here is going to mean that the mid aggression that Reyna had previously been doing won't be possible this round. So she seems to be pushing up B instead. And they're back to back here, not able to see each other. Reyna's through B and Viper has no idea.
This is just one of those moments that you love to see in Valorant. Over on A, Sets Rocket will be able to find J0, low main, able to trade it out. I gotta say, these rounds, they seem a lot closer than it really looks if you're looking at the scoreboard.
Sage expected there to be nobody be long here because Reyna walked entirely through and she got caught because of it, because Reyna wasn't able to check that. And what a crazy ult from Viper. I've never seen this Viper's pit before.
Yeah,
they have no idea where she is.
He's just kind of lurking through in danger, down to 1 HP from the decay. Is he going to be able to find low main? No! Low main, he's good for 4
what a
on round number 4.
A 4K on, what was she on, like 1 health there? It was insane. I think she was able to isolate 4 separate 1v1s there. Really good positioning from her, making full use of the Viper's pit to not allow Scroll to be able to trade her at any point.
Yeah, I gotta say, I watched Low Main play against Overdogs Gaming yesterday, and he was playing on the Omen. And I mean, some of the plays that he was getting was just insanely high value. I'm really excited to see him playing Viper and just kind of stay consistent in that regard. Meanwhile, we do see BvE. They're kind of pushing towards that A aggression once again. We got a 5-man push over on A. Decay, kind of tell that this isn't going to be too safe for him. He's going to go up on the rafters and see if he can find one with the op. Unfortunately, he's going to miss his shot onto clones, and that's going to give them a lot more space than what they really wanted. Enzo is able to push in, get Setsraka, 299, able to trade it out onto J0, and now it's Decay all alone on the site, waiting for the rotate to come through. BvE does have the site on lockdown now. Scroll able to find 2. The Pug is going to be there to trade out the other 2. Decay with 1 and 299 able to trade it out. We are once again in a 1v1. Low main versus 299. 2 juggernauts of each team ready to face it out for the victory.
Low main has to walk here to not give away his presence to 299, and it's going to lose a lot or cost him a lot of time, but he's able to get on the bomb with the smoke, and it's not planted for Reyna whatsoever.
Oh no, he's going to stick it, and he actually takes it. Unbelievable. 299 is able to get the kill at the end, but it was too late. Low main stole the victory from him with just seconds to spare.
Pros don't fake. What a great round from Low main.
Oh man, I love seeing plays like that, honestly, Almond.
Yeah, it's really, honestly, I thought that Reyna had that round in the bag just from the amount of time it took Viper to rotate over. Viper stayed B long for, I think, maybe a little bit too long. She wasn't able to support her team at all there, but it ended up almost working out for her because she was able to kind of come in too late. Reyna had a lot of time to reposition.
Yep, that's right. And we do see Decay kind of up in tube, is able to get the pick on Pug early on. Again, getting that Viper out of the round early is huge. Enzo will come through with the res to kind of give them that man advantage that they need. Take it from a 4v4 to a 5v4 as the A aggression comes through. Drone able to spot Scroll, but not get too much information other than that. But it doesn't matter because BvE is taking the space that has been given to them. 299, able to get that pick out on Scroll. Enzo is able to trade it out. He's good for 2. Can he get a 3rd? He can. He can get 3. Clones will find 1 on J0. And we are down in a 1v3. It's all up to Clones, and he's got a lot to do.
BvE is really looking good here, but they're going to... I think maybe they've forced the A site one too many rounds. This is have they gone to B site yet, Disco?
You know, they have not. They've definitely tried to send what looks like maybe a fake over there a couple of times, maybe get a couple picks, but I think you're right. Yeah, they've definitely favored the A site in all of these plays so far. So maybe we do see the spike dropped over by B. So maybe this is the round, Almond.
Yeah, I'd like to see them do some kind of A fake and try and pull those rotates over. I think it would be pretty successful now that they've shown so much presence A or tendency to go towards A if they just tried to fake it a tiny bit. I think we'll see some instant rotates here once they show any kind of presence whatsoever on B. Yeah, look
Low main,
he does.
Low main does seem to be a little bit aware of it. spending both of his mollies off early to try and get the delay in and try and get some people to rotate over. But GenZ doesn't seem like they're too convinced yet. The rotate isn't totally through. We do see that they are sending Scroll and Enzo kind of through mid here. Nope, the rotate is coming through. And Low Main's ult coming down as well. He will be able to find two. Setzrock able to trade it out. Enzo there for the double trade. And we are now back to a 2v4 favor GenZ, and it looks like BvE is trying to rethink things a little bit here. They saw all the people. They're just going to probably just try to take it through A, sending 299 in on that mid lurk, and he's about to meet some serious aggression here.
Yeah, and BvE, if they think that A site is going to be open after spotting all 4 remaining members on B site, they're going to be wrong. This rotate's already come through. The Sova drone's scanning it, and even if they head back to B site, Reyna's waiting there, anchoring, lurking at yellow. It's going to be really difficult for them to do anything this round.
Yeah, this is something that I saw a lot from GenZ. Their rotates were very good. From what I saw yesterday, they definitely knew when exactly it was time to rotate, when it was time to stay. Their reads have always been kind of on point, so I'm not surprised that we're seeing more of that from them today. Unfortunately, it is Blink in a 1v4, and he's only got a Spectre and no other utility. I just don't see this working out for him as that Shock Dart finds some huge value. He's down to 70 HP, and it might be over for him. Yep, yeah, as J0 comes in and GenZ down for the defuse. We are moving on.
Those were great passive angles that GenZ was playing right there. If you notice, they had Sova watching just a very off angle. We had Reyna way back at yellow. They weren't peeking anything unnecessarily, and the angles that they were playing were ones that you wouldn't be pre-aiming if you were an attacker. It would have been really difficult for Scroll or for Enzo to find or to pre-aim Sova up in rafters watching sort of the screen 410 area.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. GenZ has definitely demonstrated a very strong discipline. They don't play too risky, even if they know they have the round. They're sure to kind of keep their economy strong, not give away too many free kills, and that's part of the reason why we see them in such a good spot right now. While BvE does kind of have the broken buy coming through. Meanwhile, we had Decay up on the generator, and he was ready to find that pick, but the Sova Dart will spot him out, and that's going to force him back off of the angle. Pug is going to be able to find Scroll over in mid, which is going to be a good pick for them. Setzrock able to trade out Low Main for Blink. We're down in a 3v4 favor BvE, and we'll have to see what they're going to do now. It looks like they're moving over towards B a little bit.
Yeah, this was something of a default round, and they were able to capitalize on the defenders starting to push. They got maybe a little bit too comfortable with the A rush, and they got rewarded for this default, for this slower play.
Yeah, I think they are going to try to get the spike down here on B because as we can see, we do have the Hunter's Fury online for clones, and that's going to be a good post-plant tool for him if they're able to get the spike down. Unfortunately, Decay, the absolute menace, is already here, just waiting for somebody to come out from yellow to get picked by that up. Oh, but he gets out.
Look at where Viper is. The bomb is going to go down A here. She's even going to get an extra ult orb. She's got so much time. This was a great fake here. Sova wrapping all the way back around, and Reyna on the lurk to pick off them as they try to rotate off of B.
Yep, J0 was down in a 1v4. Now it's a 1v3. He could pull this off potentially. He has a lot of utility. There's plenty of opportunity to make it happen, but it does look like he might just be going for a save and try to get some exits, or is he going to try to force the issue here?
Yeah, this would be it'd be pretty difficult, I think, with the op and the Sova ult both in play, but you have to go for it. Sometimes when you're in the 1v2, you're hitting your shots, you hit the clean one tap, it just feels like you want to go for it.
Yeah, you start feeling yourself a little bit when you get those two kills, bringing it down to a more, I guess, a more feasible win. But unfortunately, he was not able to pull it out. And we are going to see some good buys coming through this round, Alman.
Yeah, I think the attacker side sort of default play worked really well for them. Let's see if they slow it down again or if they're going to go for another rush. I'm hoping to see another slow round, just to kind of see what kind of tactical depth they have.
Oh, just barely made it out of there in time. What a risky wall, but he's able to get out with his life in tow. And we do see BvE is going for that A aggression once again, but they're going to be met with some ready players. Unfortunately, Decay not able to find that pick that he needs to kind of shut that down. Pug will be able to find him, but GenZ Scroll will pick up the op and get the trade out which is exactly what they need. Blink being able to shut down low main on this B lurk, and that's going to open up the site for them almost completely. Enzo will be here ready for them, but can he do anything to slow them down? No, he gets a little chip damage, but he's got to get off. He's good for one. He does find Blink, but the spike is down. We're in a 3v3, and the Hunter's Fury is still online for BvE. This is going to be a tough retake for them.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be very difficult. Sova playing back as expected. He wants to get as far away as he can with the Sova ult. And Reyna wins the off battle, peeking into Jet and still coming out alive.
That's a very important pick for them, Allman. Luckily, 299 is able to trade it out. It's getting down to the wire as 299 finds one more. Enzo, trade him out in a 1v1. Can 299 do it? Enzo does have the res online. Is he going to be able to pull it out? Maybe bait out a teammate for him. 299 just playing the clock, not giving too much, but Enzo able to find it for a 3K. And he's not going to go for the defuse. He knows that there's no time. BvE will be able to lock down this round, but not without its costs.
I want to highlight there, it's Blink getting the pick on low main. This was the bottom fragger on BvE, taking out the top fragger without giving low main any time to get to do or to have any impact in the round. That really allowed them to open up the B site and made that round feasible for BvE.
That's right, folks. It just goes to show that you could still be the bottom frag in your ranked games, but as long as you have good impact kills, that's all that matters.
It looks like BvE gearing up for an A rush play. They have nobody holding mid control, and there's going to be a counter A aggression from GenZ. See Scroll?
There he is, and he is going to get traded out, unfortunately, without getting any value. Meanwhile, we will see 299 in with the early aggression, but low main on the off angle. Who expects a Viper to be there? He's going to get the deagle on him, and he's going to shut down this push a little bit. GenZ is going to have the man advantage in this, and the Viper ultimate coming down to kind of shut down any hopes of getting into the A site. That's going to make BvE kind of rethink things a little bit here. They are going to try to go over to B, but what they don't know is that the Sage Wall is going to be here to delay them. Nope, it's going to go down.
Sage's anchor on yellow here. If she just waits back yellow without peeking anything, I think she might have more success than if she tries to take this duel and gets traded.
Yeah, well, she hears the orb.
She knows
Enzo knows they're there. But like I said, GenZ, all players just demonstrating that strong discipline, not taking that aggro peek, just waiting for the pick to come through. But Pug on the lurk is going to find two, and that's going to change everything in this round with only 30 seconds left on the clock. It's time for BvE to start making a move. It's Blink will come through with the res on Sets Rocka. Low main still here with the Viper's Pit. It's going to make this side a little bit harder to take. Low main will be able to find one, and he's going to push himself back, but he can find two. This is not looking too good for BvE at this point, but the spike will go down. It's going to buy them some more time. Pug able to get low main and shut down that Viper's Nest, and it's all down to Enzo in a 1v2. Rez still online, but can he get it off? He will find one, and he's going for it. He's going to get Scroll up back into the game, and it's all down to Pug. Can he pull this off? With Enzo taking the fight, takes a little bit of damage. Scroll, both the verticalities are being shown here, and Pug is going to find two for the ace, ladies and gentlemen. Clutching out a round when the odds were stacked against him.
What a round from Pug there. He gets the amazing lurk that completely reads where the defenders' positions are, catches their rotates, calls for his team to go back to A when they'd made noise B. He gets all the kills in the round, but we have to remember that that was an eco from GenZ. They did not even expect to really put up a chance here. They made a complete gamble to stack players on A, and it worked out great for them, really punishing BvE's economy here.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I mean, luckily, we are going to see some full buys across the board here. So this is kind of the well, I guess it doesn't matter because we're in the last half here, but we're looking at either a 7-5 scoreline or a 6-6 scoreline, which can make all the difference going into the second half.
Is Pug going to check Jet here?
Ooh, he is, but it doesn't matter because Decay's reflexes. He's got those zoomer reaction timing, and he's just going to be able to shut it down. Blink out here trying to get the trade and the spike, but Decay is not going to give it to them. He's playing smart. He knows that they want to keep that man advantage, especially on Defender, but he's going to get taken out by clones. Enzo will be able to trade that out, keeping the man advantage. Low main on a pretty big lurk here. How many is he going to be good for? Look at this trigger discipline as he finds 2. He knows 1 more is in the tube. It's all down to Sets Raka. Can he find 1? He's good for it. J0 trying to kill him with the recon dart. Luckily, Scroll behind him. Good for the kill.
J0's actually playing Hanzo right now. What a round from low main. What a great lurk.
Yeah, that was I mean, like I said, when I watched low main in the last game, a lot of the plays he was making were just huge value. And we're seeing a lot of that again. I mean, maybe not the most, maybe not the most insane fragger all the time, but every single kill that he gets is just it's a round changer.
He's got a great read on the opponent's position, and his pushes are very rarely something that ends up going negatively for him. He's constantly pushing into the backs of the attackers. I'm very curious to see if he's going to be lurking up on attacker side as well.
Now, we do see this is going to be kind of a different pistol round from what we normally see on Icebox. It's GenZ kind of grouping up towards the B site. And it looks like BvE might be ready to meet them here. Pug kind of trying to push up and get the orb, but Decay is going to find him. That's going to open it up for them just a little bit.
And no Sage Wall and Tube means somebody's going to constantly have to be near kitchen. Are they going to be caught by low main inside this smoke? Reyna and low main gets 1. Is he going to expect Reyna down tube? No way he gets 2. He gets 2.
Low main is still good for 2, not before he gets traded out by clones, but Decay is going to be there to make sure that it's not totally free, and it's all down to Blink in a 1v4. It's not looking too good for him. He does have a wall, but what good is that going to be for him? Looks like he's just going to try to go grab, I don't know, maybe a ghost or something and get back in there if he's got to have a better shot, but there's really no point in trying to save at this point, Allman. It's do or die.
Yeah, this is really, I think Sage could maybe play to die to bomb if she really just didn't want to give them an orb, but
yeah, I think you want to try to lock down at least a couple of kills, because having the attacking team go in with 4 people alive off the pistol round, that's not very good. That doesn't look good for the momentum that's going to start snowballing with their economy.
Absolutely. I'm curious to see what GenZ is going to opt for. They have Reyna on the Vandal. So I feel if I had Reyna on a Vandal, I might be thinking about taking long-range duels with her. Maybe they're going to put her up on Belt to kind of overwatch as they push into the A site. Try and duel Rafters, or maybe hold mid from really far away, or hold T-spawn from T-spawn.
Yeah, and what's interesting is we do see the anti-eco coming through, but Scroll coming in with the big buy. He's going to come in with the Vandal. We'll have to see if this actually pays off for him. This is a big investment that can also have some really devastating consequences if he isn't able to pull it off, but he does find 1. Enzo with another Scroll is good for 2, and the site is open for them. J0 on the flank is going to shut down any of those lurks, and it's all down to 299 with a Sheriff and a Dream. He is able to get the dink on J0, but he can't close it out. That's got to hurt. J0 is able to shut it down. Yeah, Riot, you got to fix that.
A sad moment for him there.
We've all had that happen to us, where you're just not in range to get that one-shot Sheriff kill, and it hurts.
A very clean shot, too. Really unfortunate. The Viper Wall coming back towards A again. It looks like they're going to do another A play. They have 2 Vandals bought up. This is a significant investment. And on the defender side, they don't have full util on all of their members. Jet here is on a Vandal armor.
Yeah, he is coming through with the credits. This is a big round, obviously. I mean, as it usually is. But if BvE can't win this round, it's going to break their economy. We do see
Viper's
some aggression.
Working up tube here. Gonna take out the kitchen player.
Oh, and now kitchen is free.
Rotates. They have no idea where she is.
Yep, the B side has been opened up completely for them, and that's what happens when you don't put the wall in tube. You open up that mid lurk, and now GenZ does have the man advantage. The B side is completely free for them. The Sage Wall is going to come down, as well as the Spike. They're going to be feeding it over. Low main is able to find 1. Blink able to trade it out. And now we're in a 2v3. GenZ.
Time to find out if Viper has lineups or not. She looks like she might be going to a lineup position, and yes, this is going to be a really tough round to win versus Viper Molly, Sova Arrow.
Oh man, the nerd lineups are coming through. Blink will be able to shut it down, but it's too late because Enzo is there to trade it out. It's a 1v2, and BvE has to do it all with the wall out. She's caught him with his pants down. And
unlucky. A great try from Blink, though.
Yeah, GenZ is going to take that third round. That's everything for them. We're now in a 9-6 scoreline, and BvE has a broken economy.
Yeah, I think that if I were BvE here, I would go for some kind of aggressive push. We saw on the GenZ side, when they were stuck in a low buy, they grouped up A, they pushed down mid, they had a bunch of different ideas for how to gamble on their low econ rounds. And it looks like GenZ is going to group together, try and push A good idea when you have a full buy versus an eco.
Yep, and meanwhile, we do see BvE going for kind of a typical eco play. They're just going to push down mid with the sheriffs and see how many kills that they can find. Unfortunately, that does leave A wide open for GenZ to take, and it's just up to Blink to try and get as much value out of this as he can, but he can't get the kill on Enzo. Enzo able to take out Pug, and Decay able to take out Enzo. Or, sorry, Blink.
Setsraka finding Lomain here, definitely a highlight of this round, but it wasn't able to be converted in anything, and he goes down.
The recon bolt coming through to kind of expose 299's position. They're just going to go in for the kill here. He will be able to find one, and it's a 1v3. I just don't see this working out for him, and it doesn't, as Scroll shuts him down with the Vandal kill. We're looking at a 10-6 score line, and this next round is going to be everything for BvE.
Let's see if BvE is going to pull out the Opno armor. It doesn't look like they're going to go for it. They're just going to have a full Vandal Phantom buy here. I think the way that these teams have been playing, and Op is a really powerful tool. We're not seeing a lot of contact play. They're walking and then they're rushing when they make contact. That kind of play is hard countered by operators holding the eagle.
Yeah, it's interesting. We do see Setsraka opting to take the Marshal over a Vandal. It's going to be interesting if he can get any value out of this gun. Decay already into the B side with that aggression. Pug is going to take him down to one shot, though. And that's going to kind of shut that lurk down a little bit. Scroll able to find two up in kitchen. Low main off on the B site. And it is a 1v4, and he has no health to work with here. He will find one with the Marshal, but that's gotta be it as Decay comes in with the knife to seal out the round. We're looking at an 11-6 scoreline and possibly a free match point round.
Yep, this definitely seems like it's going to be a difficult comeback for BvE. They're going to need to do something here, at least find some kills to punish the economy a little bit of GenZ. It's really growing. Enzo's on 8.6, J0's on 8.2. It's going to be very different. I think that it's likely that actually that BvE will be able to buy for the rest of the half.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see what they do. It looks like they're just going to go for some mid-aggression. They're going to try and meet him here, but GenZ is able to shut down that first pick, obviously putting out the molly to kind of, I guess you could say, stall that push a little bit, make them second guess. Once again, Tube and Kitchen are absolutely free for Low Main to get this very deadly lurk. They've got to start shutting that down, but it's going to be too late for them soon. Scroll able to find one. Low Main on that lurk, finding value again with two, and it's all down to clones. Of course, Scroll there to shut it down.
He's in their spawn every round, and I think you're absolutely right. The Sage Wall, something has to come out. They've got to deal with this lurk.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised after all of the rounds that we've seen Low Main just taking that kitchen for free that they haven't done anything at all to try and oppose that.
I think the one round they had Sova playing kitchen and he got picked, but definitely it looks like they're putting Sage there now. Maybe they're calling, we need to wall Tube. They're just running up there for free. So I can imagine it's a high ask on the priority list here. But instead, Reyna's actually pushing down. Look at this. Reyna's pushing mid, and they don't really have they just have Sage watching mid passively.
Yeah, and they do have the Viper ultimate over from Pug, kind of shutting down anything from B. So they're gonna just kind of bet all of their chips here on the A push. Looks like we do have Sets Rocco ready with the op. 299 just holding this close angle, but they are going to try to go challenge this Viper's Pit. I can't believe it. Pug here, this first kill is going to be everything. He knows he's there. He's able to find the one, but Lo Mein blind spray through the Viper's Pit to get the trade, and that's going to be devastating for BvE.
This really forcing the rotates over to B after getting that pick there, and A site's left completely open. The bomb going down, but it is a 2-on-3 now.
You hate to see those Decay just absolutely whiffing on Sets Rocket, giving him the kill. It's a 2v3. We're looking at a possible game point here. It's Blink coming through with the res. It's a 3v3 now. Hunter's Fury is out. Lo Mein able to find one in his Viper's Pit. It's Blink just kind of hanging out in here as his health slowly goes away. Lo Mein finds another one. It's all down to him. He tries to heal off the Decay, but it's no good as Enzo comes in with the final kill. That's going to be it, folks. Map 1 going to GenZ, 13-6.
A great game from GenZ there. Really impressive stuff, the way they sort of picked apart all of the different pieces on the defender's side with their aggression down mid. Really GenZ Lo Mein was unchecked going through tube, all on the attacker side, and pushing through A, all on the defender side.
Yeah, and you can see it reflected here on the scoreboard, Alman. I mean, 27-13, 21-13. Scroll and Lo Mein were not just fragging up, but they were finding huge value on every single one of their plays, their lurks, their kills. They were round definers. Well, all right, folks. I think we might just send it over to a break while we set up for map 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for map 2, and we are looking at Ascent. Almond, are you as excited for this one as I am?
Absolutely. I'm excited to see how I'm hoping that the agent compositions are going to differ a little bit in this game to try and get some more maybe variety in the strats that they're running. Definitely the exact same unit or agent composition on the previous map was kind of like a mirror matchup. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And it does look like your wish is coming true. We do see a Sky locked in for Enzo, who I've only seen play Sage previously.
Yeah, and Decay hovering that Yoru. Going to be really excited to see some Yoru tech on Ascent if it actually comes through.
No, this could be one of those Hiko-esque trolls. It looks like we might not be seeing the Yoru in play today. Maybe just to, I don't know, it's kind of cycling through the different agents. But we do see BvE is locked in with the Jet, Reyna, double duelist comp, Killjoy, Omen, and Sova.
And on the other side, GenZ having a Sage instead of a Cypher or a Killjoy.
That is definitely an interesting pick, but we definitely don't want to count GenZ out. We've seen what they can do, so we'll just go ahead and trust in their comp knowledge and see what they have in store for us. I'm going to predict that we might see some TikTok walls coming out of Decay.
Yeah, TikTok walls on Ascent. Oh my god. Do you see Scroll's crosshair? Oh my god.
Unbelievable. I this might be one of those 4K glitches. If it's on like a 4K monitor, sometimes it makes the crosshair look different, or this could just be a complete troll. And I don't know if anybody watched the game yesterday with GenZ, but we do know that these guys do like to have fun with these matches sometimes. So this could just be a troll crosshair for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hopeful that we get some clips with this crosshair and this pistol round. It does look like the attacker side BvE are gearing up to hit B site, and we have Reyna on her silly crosshair, attempting to hold it.
Oh yeah, and BvE is going in for a fast B execute blind coming through. Scroll and Enzo are here to kind of try to hold it down. They will find the pick on Setsraka. Scroll will be able to find Pug as well. The heal coming through to kind of just re-up, and BvE going to have to rethink things a little bit here, rotating back through mid to just kind of try to see if they can find any value maybe over on A. But of course, we see GenZ, the read are coming through. They're strong. They're already rotating to A. They're ready to meet them here. The biggest victory they can get now at this point is just getting the spike down if they can't take the round. It is a 3v5 scenario, and the spike will go down. We'll see what happens.
The bomb, yeah, definitely going down. Omen successfully backed off to main. Smoke's going up.
299 able to find one. Scroll able to trade him out. He's good for 2. Enzo with the last kill, and they're able to lock this down with 4 players remaining. Once again, we've seen how this momentum starts for GenZ when they win these pistol rounds in this fashion, Almond. They put their economy in a good spot. It sets them up for a lot of victory.
Yeah, I really liked actually how the defenders fell off of A site entirely. Normally, you'd think it's kind of okay to leave a lurker or something like that, but they just decided to play this for retake. They fell off to heaven. They waited for the bomb to go down, and then as the bomb was being planted, when the bomb's being planted, the planter obviously can't be doing anything, right? They're planting the bomb, so it ended up being a 5v2 retake for that window of time as they started to push onto site. And it's so hectic when you're out in the open after just planting. Sometimes it can even be difficult to get back to main to sort of play post plant. But yeah, really clean retake coming out from GenZ there.
Yep, GenZ again going for a Spectre buy across the board. Scroll with the hero rifle. Meanwhile, BvE has the spike set down over towards A, so it looks like they might be good and set their sights on A, but it won't be able to get that kill on low main right away. 299 will be able to trade it out, and that's going to give them a Spectre and maybe a shot at potentially winning, at the very least, doing some pretty big damage. They're going to kind of slow the pace down a little bit. Decay will be able to find clones over on Cat. Meanwhile, it's Blink kind of lurking off in a mid. Pug trying to give him some support. They're going to send 299 in for a little bit of information, maybe a pick. He is going to see one person over in tree, but he's not going to commit to it. They're kind of looking to maybe make this fast push. Is 299 going to meet Decay, and Decay will be able to take him out, leaving this down in a 2v4 with one Spectre and one Classic online. Pug low. The Shock Dart could find him, but it doesn't this time. Enzo off getting an orb, making it worth it. J0 able to find one with the Shock Dart. Blink able to trade it out onto Decay. They're making this expensive for this. Blink has everything to do right now. At the very least, he can try to get some more damage in, but not without its fault. J0 will shut him down, and they will get that round 2 as we expected.
That round, Reyna was actually faking A main. She was making a lot of footsteps there, and then she made footsteps running away. And we actually saw the defenders start to pull off A, except for at that exact moment, Sova made footsteps pushing towards A, and Reyna cut footsteps at that time too. So what that made the defenders here was people actually ended up rotating towards A, and it caused them to continue to stay on site when it could have been a free site for the attackers.
That's right, and it looks like we got BvE kind of lining up to maybe possibly take some mid control here, just to kind of try and shut down any of these lurks. I think maybe they learned a little bit from last map. They know that those lurks have huge value. Meanwhile, Scroll is out into the lobby, and he's able to find one on Cat, but he's not good for 2 as Blink and Sets Raka are able to find 2 over on A. The site is there. Blink good for another one. The spike will go down, and GenZ is in a 2v4 retake scenario here. They have a Vandal and they have a Spectre and a couple of abilities online. We'll see what they're able to do here.
Yeah, I'd like to see. It looks like Killjoy might be playing some kind of lineup spot here.
One enemy remaining.
She's getting this kill, this holding Cat.
Yep. It's going to leave it all down to Enzo, who looks like he's just going to try to back out and just save this Vandal. Again, demonstrating that discipline, not giving up that kill for free, and just trying to carry this rifle over into the next round. Maybe get some exit frags on the way out. He could meet Sets Rocket here. Is he going to be good for it? No, he's going to miss a shot, and he's just going to fall back to B site and just do his best to stay alive. Again, playing smart, not aggressive, not recklessly.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't even have full armor there, so he's going to have to invest another $1,000 if he wants to have that full 150 health here. And his money's actually going out at 2,300.
Yeah, GenZ is going to be on a little bit of a half buy here, but it doesn't matter because we've seen what they can do with some of these eco rounds, if you can call it that. I know it might be looking like the odds are stacked against them a little bit, but I wouldn't count them out just yet, ladies and gentlemen.
I really like how GenZ always has a plan for the round. This round, they're taking control of B main. Reyna's pushing out. They've got 2 players taking space in A. Sage getting the pick here, falling back, playing disciplined Valorant.
Yeah, and you can see that their information plays are really good. The dog from Enzo was able to spot Sova over there at the last second. Decay able to get the 1 pick, and Scroll able to get another one. Not only shutting down some of these pushes, but getting a good idea of where everybody is. Scroll is just going to kind of wait here in this cubby as they send the drone out, and they're playing this really smart. They want to make sure that they lock this round down. It is a 5v3. Meanwhile, BvE kind of stacked up towards A, but the Seekers are going to come out, and that's going to expose every little bit of BvE's plans. Scroll coming out to try to get this pick on Cat. He's in a fight, and he can't get it as 299 takes him out. Meanwhile, Decay is able to trade it out somewhere else on the map. 299 down to low HP, and he's just going to try to keep this fight over in mid. Meanwhile, it's Blink has already taken almost all of the A site right now. Doesn't seem like GenZ has any idea what's going on. 299 starts to lurk up this mid, but he's going to meet J0 here in a second, who's going to be able to take him out, and it's down to Blink in a 1v4. He's just going to get the spike down to try and get that 300 credits, but he's not going to be able to pull it off. His low main shuts it down. GenZ taking round number 4 in a 3-1 scoreline.
BvE losing some key duels there, some key 1v1s. And just the amount of util that GenZ was expending to be safe with their pushes was some really disciplined stuff there. In B main, they used Sova. They used Sky Flash. It didn't blind anyone. There was no one there. Sova drone didn't spot anything. They get the orb. They use Sky ult. At that point, they're confident that there's no players near B. It's going to be an A hit. They start to push out and take the duel on Cat. Really good stuff out of them.
Yep, and we can see, I think BvE might actually be trying to go for some early B aggression, but Gen Z is ready for them. They've got 3 stacked up on this main entry here. Decay kind of trying to get the info. He knows that Killjoy is there, but the rest of the team, I think, is kind of wise to this. Decay's just going to go ahead and shut this down early on. The Sky Flashes are coming through over on B. That's going to give them the information that they need, and Scroll is going to be ready for it. It looks like there's a bloodbath going on over at B. Enzo and Scroll both went for 1, Decay for the 3rd, and Scroll takes another one out. It's a 1v5. Sets Raka able to get the 1 pick over on Tree, but he's not good for a second one as Low Main shuts him down on Catwalk, and it is not looking good for BvE at this point. This round is going to be everything for them.
And if you see a smoke, you just know Low Main's going to be playing near it. All around on Icebox, we had Viper playing in her smokes, in and around them. Now he's on Omen, lurking around on Cat. You can never tell where he's going to be.
That's right. Yeah, low main. I mean, when you see those Omen smokes, I think you just want to try to stay away from him as much as possible because he has just been an absolute menace in these series so far. However, we do have BvE lining up for another early B aggression. The Wolf is going to come out and it's going to spot 1, maybe 2. It's going to kind of alert them, telegraph their intentions a little bit. Sets Raka trying to get out into sight. He's going to try to close the door, but Enzo is going to be good to find him there. Scroll unchecked in logs is only going to be good for 1 as 299 is able to trade him out and find a second one. J0 there with the answer. And the round has slowed down a little bit, but Clones already on the site. Decay is going to have to get a good find here with the res coming through on Enzo. Low main able to find Pug and B main Clones. It's all up to him in a 1v3 as the Omens teleport past each other. Low main will find him, and Gen Z will take round number 6.
We have 2 Flex Ninjas in the server there, both going for the TP play. Low main's going to be the one that comes out on top.
Yeah, it's always fun seeing little Valorant moments like that. The one's blind, the other one's just trying to TP past him. But in the end, Gen Z had the answers for everything that round.
I think that BvE is going to need to switch up some of their takes, maybe play a little bit slower and try and bait out some of that util. We see Gen Z unafraid to use their util to take control, to take space on the map. I think in response to that, BvE has to let them use that util, let them expend those resources before they make a commitment on what site they're going to hit.
Yep, and as we can see already with the economy, it's starting to snowball in favor of Gen Z. They're looking good. They might be able to buy for the next 2 rounds regardless of what happens. BvE on a broken buy. We got a few Sheriffs and a Marshal across the way, but Sets Raka with his knives is going to be able to find 1. And it looks like Blink might be considering using the ultimate on this pistol round. I can't see that working out for them too well, but Scroll will find 299 at the top of Cat. And even though it is a 4v4, anything could happen at this point. Sets Raka trying to lurk out and maybe find something else in mid. Low main is going to go for the TP flank, possibly for info, but he's going to stick it, and he's going to be there good for the flank. Oh, he's going to shut down and find 2. Sets Raka will be able to get 1, but it's not looking too good for them at this point. Sets Raka just kind of out in mid all by himself, but Clones will be able to find Low main and shut down that very dangerous flank. We're in a 2v2. The gun situation is looking decent for them as they start to make their way over towards B. Enzo, J0 just grouping up and waiting for the A hit, trying to play numbers and isolate these players by themselves. As Enzo will find Sets Raka. It's all down to Clones.
On the Gen Z side, we have a Soba Recon, so it's going to be really difficult for Omen to win this 1v2 here, for Clones to win this 1v2 here. I think that in this situation, it's often really difficult as the player in the 1v2 because you feel like you've got to get aggressive and get a kill, and he's on such low health.
Yeah, I mean, but if Clones is able to win this round, it's going to be huge for them. This is a round they absolutely need. He'll be able to find 1, but not before J0 does a full 180 and just bops them in the head. Gen Z taking a round 7. We're looking at 6-1 scoreline, ladies and gentlemen.
That was an admirable attempt, and if that window had been already shattered, the round could have gone another way. Neither of those players were looking at him at all. He would have had time to line up his headshots and pretty much end the round.
I couldn't agree more. And I will say, and this is a personal bias, but I think Phantom in that scenario might have actually found a little bit more success. As you know, the Vandal spray patterns can be a little bit wonky. So it's something to think about in the future if you're clones and you're watching this
And
later on.
I don't know if everybody caught this, but that Omen TP location, way back in attacker side spawn, can actually see all of A main there. It's very difficult to hear if you're pushed up, and it has a complete viewpoint. So really good play from low main there.
Yep, definitely keeping everybody's expectations at the correct bar as far as low main's performance goes. We are going to see some aggression going over towards A, and GenZ is just going to push right out into the B lobby. They're just going to pour it and try and find as many kills as possible, but it's not going to work out for them as Blink and Sets Rocka find 2. Luckily, Decay and Enzo able to trade that 2 out. Now we're down to a 3v3. The wall is up on A main, and that's going to stall them out. The info coming through for Sets Rocka on Cat. Decay will get the pick as the Hunter's Fury will try to go down to try and deny as much map space as possible, but it's not going to work as Clones and 299 take the site and get the spike down. 299 trying to find that pick. Clones able to get J0 up on Heaven, and 299 Decay on Tree. It's a 1v2, and it's up to Enzo. He could pull this off.
They have no idea where he is.
Oh,
and he's going to find one for free.
What? The gun just slightly peeking out. He's going to pop it. And 299 is not able to pull it off. He's flashed, and Enzo actually clutches the 1v2 with a 3K, making it 7-1.
Full flashed through the Reyna blind. He spots her out just before it goes off. What a spray from Enzo. Great round.
Actually unbelievable. That was a tall ask, and it was lucky that he still had 2 birds, it seemed. Odds maybe were against him, but those bird flashes, especially now with Sky's buff, can be very dangerous.
GenZ's aggression in B main there was really solid, but they had nobody on Cat to follow it up, and the trade from Sage didn't come until a lot later. I think if they'd had both players on Cat ready to swing out and punish the Cat players for looking tiles, it would have gone a lot better.
Yep, and it looks like we might be seeing something similar happen again here. They send the wolf out like they do every round. It is maybe going to spot 2. It's hard to tell. They know 1 for sure is there. Sets Rocka will find 1 pick on Decay over on Cat. It's going to try to open up a little bit of that map space for them, and they're just going to go ahead and run with it. Look, this wall, the Sage wall, though, is kind of a nuisance. You're going to have to break a lot of that to get in. Low main here by himself. The paranoia comes through. Scroll able to find 2 over in B main, and low main will go down to Sets Rocka, and that's going to open up the A site for them, and the rotate will come through from GenZ, and as you can see, they are scattered, Almond.
Yeah, they are very far apart, but this is what you'd want, I think, for a retake. They've got people coming in from every angle. The defender or the attackers are going to feel very pressured, unless, of course, Reyna watching flank gets that free pick on the other flanker. And now it's just a standard 2-on-3 retake from only Cat and Heaven, and this is a very difficult situation to be in for the defenders.
We do see that we do see that J0 has the Odin, so when that recon dart comes online, we might see some cheesy plays, but no, Sets Rocka says, sit down, J0, put that Odin away, it's not going to do you any good. Enzo might find 1, but 299 is good for the trade. They're going to shut it down. That's going to give BvE a much-needed second round.
Yeah, we can remember Enzo winning that 1v2 last round, and this round he's putting another 1v2 at the very end. But the difference being that they had no idea where his location was previously, and this time they knew exactly where he was.
Yep, and they were definitely ready for the trade. They weren't doing any reckless, solo peeks. They made sure to double peek that to not give Enzo that chance, given the respect to him that he probably deserves.
Snuff them out.
And it looks like BvE lining up for just a full-on A take. They're going very fast here, holding W, getting the orb, smoke's going out, and we have 2 GenZ players close to the smoke. If they rush through, they're going to be met with gunfire. Yeah,
well, I mean, as we've seen before, Decay is usually good for that wall, and he probably put it down to have slow them down. You'd think they'd be expecting that, but not. Meanwhile, there is a fight going on in mid. Scroll able to trade out or get traded out for Sets Rocka. Low main, finding 1 more in A main. And it looks like BvE is not quite ready to give this up yet. Clone's trying to TP in for a little bit of info. 299 able to find Decay. He's going to be good for 1, but can he be good for 2? His health is low, and low main, will shut him down. We're looking at a 2v3. It's up to Clones and Blink, and honestly, these 2 could come up huge, but what is low main doing? TPing back into Heaven. They're just going to kind of give up the site a little bit and wait for the take to happen. This is what I'm talking about. This is the disciplined plays that they're doing, not being reckless and just making sure that they're securing the round.
And Enzo had this great play where he sky ulted in the center of CT to fake like he was already rotated towards A, and then went back to B site, expecting them to fall off from all the pressure that they were facing on A. So Enzo's expecting them to go all the way to B, to be shift walking towards B now with all this time that they've spent. And he's back site, the last place you'd expect him. But no, they're actually just rehitting A.
Yep, the paranoia will come through, but it's not going to find any value, unfortunately. But it looks like the spike will come down with just 6 seconds to spare. And technically, it is a 2v2 for the moment until Enzo makes his way over. But again, GenZ playing it smart, waiting for the numbers to come through. The Sky Heal, the regrowth will come through and give them the health that low main needs to help them win this round. Both BvE players playing on side. The TP on a generator is not going to be good as Clones finds one. Blink finds another one. J0 is able to trade out. We're in a 1v1 and J0 clutches it out, finding Blink in hell with plenty of time to spare.
What a peak from J0. Great crosshair placement. He had the shock dart up, and I think a lot of players might have pulled that shock arrow out to try and sort of hit him with the shocks, but he trusts in his aim and he peeks them, gets that shot.
Yeah, definitely. Really well played from GenZ. A great attempt on the side of BvE as well. It was just out of reach. Unfortunately, J0, he had the crosshair placement. He was good for the shot. He was able to shut it down. It's 8-2 right now, and I got to say, BvE needs to win this round, or we could be looking at a 10-2 scoreline going into the second half.
Yeah, they do need to win this round, and the buy is not where it needs to be. We're on a Sheriff on Pug and a Guardian on Blink, and it looks like another rush play. They're rushing B here into Scroll's crosshairs.
Oh, but Pug is going to be good for 2 Sheriff kills. That's an important set of kills. Enzo will be able to trade out 1 at the very least. It's a 2v3 as the trades come through. Blink on Enzo, J0 on Pug, and it's down to Decay in a 1v2. It's Blink and Clones. We've seen this duo before. They could make this happen. Decay has shown us before that he can be kind of nasty in the server, but in a 1v2 scenario with all this utility that they have, the turret out to alert them to any push, this is going to be hard for him to pull this off, and now they know where he is. Can Decay make this happen? They both got their eyes set on ramp. The Nano Swarm will come out. That's going to deny the push for just a little bit longer, but Decay is just going to go ahead and try to commit to this.
The one advantage he has is how much time he has left in the round, but it's not going to be enough. Blink finding the headshot on Decay as he walks up lane there.
Last round.
Yep, and it looks like BvE actually has a fighting chance at making this an 8-1 scoreline, Almond.
Yeah, BvE coming through on that last round. Let's see if they can figure out what's working for them on these last 2 rounds that they took and see if they can repeat that.
Yep, we do see Blink going in with a light armor buy so that he can drop 299, a rifle. That's going to be really important for them. Meanwhile, GenZ on kind of a broken buy themselves. This is looking doable for BvE.
I'm really curious to see how GenZ is going to play with this broken buy. It looks like they're getting aggressive in A main.
Of course, they send low main in, the Juggernaut, the unstoppable controller, to find that first pick. That's going to shut down their Reyna. Luckily, they still have Setsraka able to do the entering for them. It's Blink kind of holding this lurk, just making sure that nothing fishy comes through. Meanwhile, no other action going on. Lots of bullets going back and forth. Maybe a little bit of damage traded here and there, but nothing too significant. Setsraka is low, and that's going to make this very difficult for them. If they lose him, the low main will be able to trade out Pug for Decay. We're in a 3v4 in favor of GenZ, and BvE has everything to do. Low main down to 4 HP, and Setsraka down to around 40 HP, sorry. This is doable for BvE if they play this smart. Can Setsraka find this? He does, and that's going to open up the site for them potentially. Low main here, but again, with only 4 HP in a little rat spot. He does get hit with the paranoia. I think they might be wise to him being down here, but no, low main's going to be able to find the one, and a second one unchecked with only 4 HP. It's Blink will be able to take him out, but he's all alone in this 1v2, and they have so much utility left to go. He doesn't even have the spike, Almond. He's all alone. He's got everything to do. The shock darts are coming through, the drone coming out, all the info they could possibly mean, and Enzo probably going to swing on him here. It's not looking too good for him as J0 shuts him down.
Really great half out of GenZ here. A lot of great retakes and really good calls here on their rotates. Really impressive stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we see GenZ doing, you know, what they're used to doing, not faltering under any pressure. It seems like they're really confident going into these rounds, Almond.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing they could have worked on that last round is they pushed A site with just 2 people. And when you push with 2 people, if one of them's traded at the start of the round, it makes the site really vulnerable. So they were unpunished for it there. But it's much more common or more effective if you push with on the site that you're stacked 3 people to, and leave the site that you've stacked 2 people to play for retake, which is what they were doing more often on the previous rounds.
Absolutely. And here we go into the second pistol round. It looks like GenZ is just going to be lining up for a fast B hit. The dart comes out, and they are already out onto site. Decay going to wall off CT. He's going to see Pug, and Pug's not going to be able to find too much value out of that as J0 makes his way onto the site and shoots him from behind. The site is now free for them. It is going to be a 4v5 retake, so it is possible for BvE. Blink spotted out as Scroll finds one on Sets Rocka. Blink able to trade it out, and Scroll again, the trades come through. It is a 2v3 in favor of GenZ as a shock dart finds Clones, shuts him down. Enzo able to clean it up on janitorial duty.
And this aggression out of GenZ is just so powerful. Every single one of them is confident. They're pushing. They're winning their duels. It's really difficult to play against a team that's just pushing you without fear. We saw the Sage with the Frenzy running into market to take the duel with Blink, who is playing a really passive angle. And what do you do? What do you do with the Frenzy running at you, honestly?
Well, you can definitely tell that that maybe GenZ is in their heads a little bit. As soon as they start to see that aggression, a lot of them just fell straight off, and we're hoping that the delay would come through. But like you said, GenZ shows no fear whatsoever, as we are seeing again. They're going for this B aggression. They are going to respect the Nano Swarm and just kind of try to play a little bit more slowly. And it looks like they're falling off a little bit, maybe trusting that this rotation is coming through. And look at BvE rotating straight into mid. They're getting ready to catch this. This could be ugly. Clones finds 2. Decay able to trade out for 1. 299, another one. Scroll able to trade him out, and it's all down to Scroll. This is a big round for BvE. Hopefully they play this smart and they don't throw this away. As we know, this is where Reynas are born in these 1v1 scenarios. If they allow him to isolate these 1v1s, this could be everything for him. As we see now, we're in a 1v2. They need to play this smart, Almond.
Fully healed. The overheal on Reyna is really, like you said, this is where Reynas are born. She's got the overheal, the last player you'd want in a 1v3, and she's already making her way back towards B. Is BvE going to have the read on her with 30 seconds left that she's walking B right here?
And she does have plenty of time. She could essentially choose any site that she wants right now. And you can see that BvE already starting to make space between each other. This is not good for them. They don't want to give Scroll this advantage. And now it's all down to Sets Rocka. Vandal versus, Spectre, but he gets caught with his knife out. What an unlucky circumstance. Scroll had every win condition, but luckily BvE takes a much needed round from GenZ.
And that is the terrible feeling of the last moment when you pull your knife out and the player's right around the corner. Really great round out of Scroll, but unfortunately not able to clutch it out there. Impressive defending work there from BvE to come through on that eco for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It was a little bit of a nail biter for me. I thought that Scroll would be able to pull it off. Thankfully, he wasn't, to make this a little bit more of a competition. As we can see, GenZ lining up for the A hit. We haven't seen anything much more than just these strong, aggressive pushes. 299, Sets Rocka, and Clones are here, ready to meet them as they get 4 kills right off the bat. Their whole plan falls apart as their entire team has just been decimated by SMGs and rifles. Enzo is alone here in Wine. Will be able to find one, but not before 299 trades him out for a win. We're looking at a 10-5 scoreline.
And we've been talking about GenZ's aggression and confidence. Well, there's some from BvE. They're just spraying through smoke, running it down, taking out the last player in Wine with all of their utility and gun skills, showing it off there on this anti-eco.
Yep, and we can see that there is going to be a pretty good buy coming through for BvE. If they win this round, Almond, they're going to be looking really good. Meanwhile, it's going to hurt for GenZ. This comeback is possible.
Absolutely. We see the op on Sets Rocka coming good for 1 at least. He's going to re-peek, it looks like.
Decay just trying to meet him there. Clones, it gets all the damage done to him through the wall. he's able to get out, but not with just a sliver of health left. 299 able to find one on low main, taking out low main and scroll early in the round. That's going to be huge for them. That's going to slip the odds into the favor of BvE in this. And Enzo, also found by Setsraka, is all down to Decay as Setsraka finds one more on J0, and he goes in for the 4K, a little too greedy, but Clones will be able to trade him out.
And what really gave Jet the ability to do that there was that when she got that first pick, she did not use her dash. When she got that second tag, she didn't use her dash. By the time she got to mid, she still got her dash up. She peeks 2 people, and she gets the easy pick and dashes away. Those peeks are a lot more difficult to make when you're not playing Jet, or when you've already used your dash to dash away from the first kill. So really good on her to manage her utility well there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, very smart Jet plays. It's what you like to see. It looks like BvE is adapting a little bit, and they're trying to get the good reads on GenZ. And we do see a couple of players up top mid trying to get that mid aggression. Setsraka is wise to it. He sees the muzzle from J0's Marshall, and he's just going to wait for that peek to come through, but the smoke comes down. He tries to go for the no-scope. Unbelievable. He's not going to be able to find it as it misses him by just a hair. Clones and low main able to find 2 trades out, but this fight here in the middle is going to be huge. J0 and Setsraka just facing it off as teammates fall to the wayside around them. Pug comes in with the Odin and gives him the nerd spray through the generator. Blink will find the final kill, and that is going to be another victory for BvE. It's starting to look a little bit scary for GenZ, Almond.
Yeah, BvE really coming alive here with Jet on this op. They're all getting their confidence back. Did you see Clones? He just kind of swung out Cat and hit the crazy one-tap on tiles.
Yep, and if we take a look over at the economy right now for GenZ, this is kind of their last leg almost. This buy is going to be very important for them. If they don't win this, they're going to be broken for the next couple of rounds, and that's going to give BvE enough of a lead to make this competitive. Meanwhile, BvE's economy is looking very strong. GenZ going again for this just full 5-man A aggression. It hasn't worked too much for them in the past, but we'll have to see if it pays off for them this time.
It looks like the site, yeah. The site's going to be given for free, and we're going to see if Jet's going to go out and get a pick with her off, but she gets stopped. She doesn't get the dash off, and she's punished for it, peeking through smoke there.
Yep, and now we're in a 3v5 retake, and make that a 2v5 as low main finds one more on Tree, and it's not looking good for BvE as low main finds one on its Blink. It's all down to Pug, who is sitting in heaven with an Odin, and low main will be able to find that final kill. And I don't know if that was the play for them, Almond.
It looked like on their retake there, it just wasn't very coordinated. They had Sova really far back, and Sova's kind of the one you want to initiate as an initiator your retakes or your pushes. His recon didn't really come out in sync with, let's say, like Jet peeking with her op and dash, and then unfortunately Jet's dash didn't allow her to escape. So yeah, I think it was just a little bit of uncoordination there from BvE on that retake.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that, giving them the site for free was not what was going to work for them. They've held well against those 5-man pushes in the past, and I think that's ultimately what had them fall. But we are going to see the first TikTok wall of the game coming through as they make this A aggression. Scroll already into the site, 299 able to find Enzo or low main Enzo to trade him out and Clones for the double trade. We're looking at a 3v4 man advantage to BvE as GenZ has the site. Can Clones find J0? He does not, as J0 is there with the answer, but the double shock dart from Pug is going to shut that down. We're in a 2v3 with man advantage to BvE. Decay has everything to do with the op, but Pug there with the Odin as Setsraka shuts it down with the op kill onto Scroll. It's 11-8, and this is absolutely doable.
Yeah, and this was such a great idea from Decay. They identified that when they start the push, the Omen smoke comes through, and Jet likes to aggressively peek out of heaven. So they go to counter that with the Sage Wall that peeks over the smoke and an op of her own. And it just, this round, it seems like BvE played differently. So a really good idea from Decay there, but not going to work out for them.
Yeah, we'll have to see if BvE is just going to try to adapt and kind of stick true to what's been working for them on these 5-man pushes, because as we can see, GenZ already growing that Hawk is going to kind of telegraph their moves a little bit. Lots of footsteps coming through, and as you can see, the rotate is coming in fast from BvE. Scroll will be able to find the one. He is in Empress, and that's going to give him a lot of advantage to be able to clear out as much of this site as possible. Site is now there. The spike will go down as we have 3 grouping up towards heaven. 299 trying to get the spray through the wall as Pug just holds that pre-fire angle with 100 bullets in the clip. Setzraka trying to get up to find as much info as possible, but not a whole lot is coming through. The leader will come out from 299 as he will find one on Enzo trading out Setzraka, and we're in a 3v4 right now. 299 needs to find this pick to make it worth it, but he just can't as Decay shuts him down. GenZ coming through with 3 kills across the board and taking match point. This could be it.
Yeah, and these retakes are made so much easier when you have a player coming through on the flank there. GenZ very aware of that. They had Sova lurking top mid for pretty much the entire round to cover that late flank, and it never came. Sova's a character, you know, he can play from really far back. He's got his ult. He can play bomb from wherever really on the map, and so it's really kind of safe to leave him watching flank there. But you know, BvE not actually sending anybody to the flank at all, so the retake was just a lot more difficult because of it.
That's right, and we have GenZ lining up for another aggressive A push. This is doable for BvE. But the drone is going to spot out Setzraka as Decay pushes in to get that kill. Clone's able to trade out low main on the lurk. That's going to be really important for them in winning this round. 299 finding Scroll with the Spectre on the site. This is also very good as Decay does come through with the res, taking away that man advantage, but 299 will take him down once again. The Seeker's coming out to try and slow things down a little bit, but 299 is going to have to find everything here, and he is a little bit on fire as Clones and Pug take out 2. It's all down to J0 as he gets shut down by Blink. The defuse will be good, and we're looking at 12-9 here.
Yeah, and I would definitely say the defining factor of that round was low main getting taken out of that lurk kill. That really gave the defenders no fear whatsoever in retaking the site. Really good work from whoever the player was that did that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can see that GenZ comes in with this aggression just every round, and I think the confidence that they're showing needs to be matched with equal confidence, because as soon as you give them a little bit of space, they're going to take everything from you.
And it looks like, is this another A rush coming out from GenZ? They've been rushing A quite a few rounds in a row now with another lurk from low main.
Yeah, and it looks like BvE might just be ready for this to happen. Low main is going to try to push out that Tiles lurk, but he's going to try to find some good timing on it, I think, as GenZ does kind of make their way. The flashes come through. The Wolf is going to try to get as much info as possible, but they're just playing back from tree. Setzraka will be able to find Decay on there. Knocking out the Sage early is going to be good, but not before the wall comes down. He's trying to look for some more information, but not too much to be found as Scroll tries to find him through the floor, and he does. Setzraka goes down and low main to Blink as well. Clones all alone. We'll be able to get this pick on low main. Pug on Enzo, but not before the Hunter Fury is able to find him. Or can it, as he dances around, not being touched by that Hunter's Fury. It's all down to J0 once again. The time is ticking down. Somebody's going to have to stick it at this point. Pug is going to have to come up huge and kill J0. But he can't do it as J0 finds Pug and 299. Oh, no.
What a clutch from J0 there. It really seemed like BvE was going to be able to stop him, but it looks like that's the series. Wow.
Yep, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 fashion. GenZ Scroll on top.